Yo, what's poppin', Silverback Nation? Great to see you here. It's Friday, April 19th. You are in the jungle. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the jungle. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out anytime our bets go live. There are 15 games in Major League Baseball today. That means there are 30 pitchers I have put through the jungle test to deliver to you the best strikeout prop for each and every one of these 15 games. Take what you want, leave what you don't. My favorite 3 picks will be in the pinned comment section of this video, but if you want my exact betting card, if you want to roll with what the Silverback's rolling with today and each and every day, go to silverbackjungle.com, click Become a Jungle member, give our free weekly trial a test spin, and see if it's for you. My exact betting card for every sport will get pinged to your phone each and every day. Let's take a look at these games. First game, we'll dive right in. We have Miami at Chicago Cubs. We're back in Jameson Talon here. Of the Cubs, over 4.5 strikeouts. Now, it's his first game coming back off his rehab stint, and he was limited to 63 pitches. I think that the rainout gives him a little more, gives him maybe 68 to 70 today, putting him back one more day. He's over this in 4 of his last 5 games, 27% K rate. I like Jameson Talon today. Of the Cubs, over 4.5 strikeouts against the Marlins. Los Angeles Angels. City of Angels at Cincinnati. We're going Tyler Anderson of the Angels over 4.5 strikeouts. Now, he's not the best strikeout pitcher in the world, but this is more of a bet against the Reds. The Reds are my favorite team, but they strike out a ton. I think that Tyler Anderson, any other team, this line is probably 3.5, but 4.5 today against the Reds. I think that Anderson has enough to get that done. Tyler Anderson of the Angels over 4.5 strikeouts. Boston at the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're back in Brian Bayo here of the Red Sox. Strikeout stuff starting to come alive a little bit. We're going over 4.5 strikeouts on him. Over in 2 of 4 games this season, 23.1% K rate. I'd rather be on the overside than the underside of this, and the Pirates have not yet released their starter. Back Brian Bayo, the Red Sox, over 4.5 strikeouts. Chicago White Sox at Philadelphia Phillies. Our boy Spencer Turnbull for plus money over 5.5 strikeouts. Over this in 2 or 3 games so far this season, 26% K rate. Chicago is batting an abysmal 196 on the season, second worst in Major League Baseball. Spencer Turnbull today is going to get him for over 5.5. Houston at Washington, back Mackenzie Gore. His stuff's been outstanding so far, even though Houston doesn't strike out a ton. Mackenzie Gore, we're taking him over 4.5 strikeouts. Low line for him. Over this in all 3 games this season with a 35% strikeout rate. I'd take him up to 5 and over 5.5. Mackenzie Gore of the Nationals over 4.5 strikeouts. Tampa Bay at the New York Yankees. Clark Schmitty over 5.5 strikeouts for plus money. His stuff looks good so far. 25% K rate on the season. Just hit the tough to strike out Cleveland Guardians for 7. I like Schmidt today over 5.5 against the Rays. Oakland at Cleveland. And, you know, I used to be a big Tristan McKenzie fan, and I think the guy's exciting, but we got to fade him today. Under 5.5 strikeouts against the A's. 3 games this season he's pitched, only an 8% strikeout rate. Until he shows us that he has that 2022 stuff, we have to continue to fade him. Tristan McKenzie of the Guardians, under 5.5 strikeouts. Texas at Atlanta. We're going under on Chris Sale, a guy we normally go over on. Why are we doing that? Well, 3 games so far this season, his ceiling's been 7, 6, 7, and 6, and Texas strikes out 4th least of anyone in Major League Baseball. Fade Sal today, the Braves, under 6.5. Baltimore at Kansas City, we're taking the Dean Amin for plus money, over 4.5 strikeouts. If this was 5.5, we go under. But we're going over on 4.5 for plus money. Over in 2 or 3 starts this season. He's stretched out already. That means that his arm's in condition. He's already gone 7 innings so far this season. Should go 6 today or 100 pitches against the Royals. I like him to get over 4.5 strikeout. Detroit at Minnesota. Joe Ryan, one of my favorite pitchers in the world, as you know, but an overreaction to his 12 strikeout game. His line's at 7.5. We have to fade him. Under 7.5 strikeouts for handsome Joe Ryan against the Tigers. Too high of a line. Under 4 of his last 5. Under 70% of the season last year. Joe Ryan of the Twins, under 7.5 strikeouts. Milwaukee at St. Louis. Fastball Freddie Peralta. We're going over 6.5 strikeouts. Over this in all 3 games this season with a 39% strikeout rate. Peralta's going to get it done today over 6.5 against St. Louis. Seattle Mariners at Colorado Rockies. Dakota Hudson of the Rockies over 3.5 strikeouts. Not a huge strikeout pitcher, but with a low line for plus money, plus 102 right now. We have to take it. 9 strikeouts in his last 2 games. Seattle strikes out the most in Major League Baseball. What are you doing here? Take Dakota Hudson over 3.5 as soon as you can. Get that plus money value. Toronto at San Diego. Yoriel Rodriguez, the Cuban, pitched in the World Baseball Classic, defected, came over. Toronto signed him. Super exciting, 27 years old. His line's at 3.5. We're taking that today. The Blue Jays against the Padres. 6 strikeouts his major league debut against the Colorado Rockies. Did his AAA work in my hometown here in Buffalo, New York, so I got to see him, see what he's all about. He's got great strikeout stuff. He's exciting. I like him a lot today, over 3.5. I'd take him up to over 4.5 against the Padres. New York Mets at the LA Dodgers. We're taking Yoshi Yamamoto. I abbreviated his first name because it's very hard for me to pronounce. Over 5.5 strikeouts, low line for him. 14 strikeouts last 2 games, 32% K rate on the season. Take Yamamoto of the Dodgers over 5.5. Arizona at San Francisco. Blake the Snake Snell over 5.5 strikeouts. Low line, he'll get it done. Hasn't done it yet this year, but over 75%. In his last 20 games, over 5.5 strikeouts. He figures it out today against the Diamondbacks. Blake Snell over 5.5 strikeouts. Have a great day, Silverback Nation. Become a Jungle member at silverbackjungle.com, and I'll see you tomorrow with a little more money in your pocket.